That's Chen Lin's boyfriend. I was really shocked. I'm so angry. Find roommates. Recently, I often bring my boyfriend back to the apartment dormitory. I can't stand it anymore. Reprimand roommates for bringing men home. Unexpectedly, the roommate came back soon. I haven't been in love. Where's the boyfriend? After graduating from college, I want to save money. Shared a loft apartment with my roommate Chen Lin. Chen Lin is a satisfactory roommate. She's gentle and polite, and clean the house thoroughly. But recently, every night after get off work, she will always put her boyfriend ticket back to our apartment for the night. Every midnight, there are always continuous noises coming from outside the door. It's been more excessive in recent days. He also often wanders around the living room in the middle of the night. The footsteps kept me awake. At midnight this evening, when I got up to go to the bathroom and passed by the living room, I also saw a dark figure standing in the living room. That's Chen Lin's boyfriend. I was really shocked. I'm so angry. I ignored him and went straight to the bathroom. All the grievances that have been accumulated for a long time burst out. I sat on the toilet and sent a message to Chen Lin. Can you let your boyfriend? Don't hang around in the living room late at night. You guys really affect me. Soon I received a reply from Chen Lin. What are you saying? What, my boyfriend? I don't have a boyfriend. I was furious when I saw the message. I thought he was joking. You always bring your boyfriend back recently. I've been holding back for a long time. I'm tired enough during the day. I still have to listen to your lovey-dovey conversations at night. After the message is sent, I haven't received a reply from Chen Lin for a long time. About 5 minutes later, I'm going back to my room to rest. Just when I was about to open the bathroom door, there was a noise outside, like sharp objects. I gently opened the door. Through the crack in the door, I saw a dark figure standing in the kitchen. The shadow seems to be fiddling with kitchen knives. The shelf seems to have made the sound just now. That's where it came from. Just when I was about to speak up to stop him, suddenly, a message from Chen Lin popped up on my phone. Nightmare, I don't know what you're talking about. But I don't have a boyfriend. Not to mention bringing a man home. You don't mean to say that a man came into our apartment, do you? His tone made my anger disappear immediately. My heart was clenched hard. I hid in the bathroom, looking at the shadow not far away. Trembling legs, heart racing, and that figure was walking towards the stairs. We live in a loft apartment. I live downstairs. Chen Lin lives upstairs. In a panic, I saw the shadow walking up the stairs. This is when I came back to my senses. I typed a message to Chen Lin with trembling hands. That man. He went upstairs. You run fast and I won't hesitate. Preparing to call the police, unexpectedly, a figure suddenly blocked the sliding door. With a crash, the door is opened. There is a black figure whose face cannot be seen clearly. I was completely stunned. I totally forgot about resistance. The shadow grabbed my hair and dragged me out. After being dragged out of the bathroom, I saw the man's face clearly. It is the face of a ferocious middle-aged man. He grabbed my neck with both hands. My consciousness fades away bit by bit. At the moment when I was on the verge of death, there was a crisp sound of glass breaking. Caught at my throat. The suffocating force suddenly relaxed. I'm lying on the ground, breathing heavily. Get up with difficulty. Looking at Chen Lin in front of him, he was holding a half-broken beer bottle. The man he shot was lying on the ground. Bloody head. I'm still in shock. Look at Chen Lin. If he hadn't come down, I might be dead now. Let's tie him up first. Otherwise, I'll wake up soon. We both can beat them. Hearing Chen Lin's words, I nodded. So we tied the man's hands and feet with ropes and dragged him into my bedroom. Lock him in with the key. After doing this, we couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. At this time, the doorbell rang suddenly. A serious male voice came from outside the door. Hello, police officer on duty. Please open the door for inspection. I heard the police's voice. My tense nerves finally relaxed. Walked over quickly, getting ready to open the door. Chen Lin suddenly called me. Nightmare. When did you call the police? I turned back in surprise. Didn't you call the police? No. I haven't called the police yet. I looked back toward the door. Suddenly a chill came from the soles of my feet. My roommate and I just knocked out the man who broke into my apartment. And tied up. The doorbell of the apartment rang. A man's voice came from outside the door. Say you are a police officer, performing official duties. Ask us to open the door and cooperate with the investigation. Just as I was about to walk to the door to open it, my roommate called me. I haven't called the police yet. Who is the man outside? Suddenly a chill came from the soles of my feet. Could it be his accomplice? My mind is blank at this moment. Chen Lin walked towards the door quietly. He leaned close to the cat's eye and looked. Then he turned around and waved at me. Tell me not to make any noise. Then he walked slowly to my side. There is only one man outside. And he wasn't wearing a police uniform. I suspect he is an accomplice of the man just now. Hearing this, I was so scared that I couldn't breathe. My heart is in my throat. I was afraid that someone outside the door would hear the noise the next second. Then broke in two. The people outside seemed to be aware of our vigilance. The knocks on the door became more and more urgent. We both stood there helplessly. Soon the sound outside the door stopped. When I look out from the cat's eye, the person outside the door has disappeared. After ensuring that the outsiders have left, Chen Lin and I then moved cautiously. Chen Lin called the police, telling what happened. Then we sat on the sofa. The agonizing wait began, but I waited for nearly 20 minutes. We didn't expect the police to come. I'm starting to feel a little sleepy. Chen Lin next to him also began to feel drowsy. How about going to make a cup of coffee to perk up? Hearing Chen Lin's words, I want to get up, but was stopped. I'll go. I nodded. Sit back in place. Looking at him coming to the cupboard. Open the cabinet skillfully. Take out 2 cups. Pour coffee powder and boiling water into the cup. I lean on the sofa. The side is right in front of the mirror in the living room. I seem to see Chen Lin seemed to be holding something in his hand. It looks like a white pill. Then I saw him put the pills in the coffee cup. Then he turned calmly and walked towards me. Chen Lin handed the coffee to me. Both eyes stared at me. I saw him calm and composed. My head felt numb. He put something in my cup. What does he want to do? Suddenly a terrible thought popped into my mind. Could it be that Chen Lin is in cahoots with that man? She always said she didn't have a boyfriend. But there are men wandering around our house every night. There's no way Chen Lin didn't know. And also, it's been so long since I called the police. Why haven't the police come yet? Could it be that the person outside just now was actually a real policeman? I came to my senses and pretended to be calm. The coffee is too bitter. I'll add some sugar. Then I stood up and walked towards the cupboard. What I didn't expect was Chen Linjing quickly followed, grabbed my shoulders. A cold, devilish voice coming from behind me. Does it hurt? Don't you never add sugar to your coffee? As he spoke, he increased the strength of his hands. The pain is accompanied by my violently beating heart. I tried to break free from his hand. He held her tighter. I was caught and my heart tightened. In panic, he picked up a knife beside him and swung it behind him. I thought that the moment I swung the knife, a spurt of blood splashed on my face. I watched in horror as the blood gushed out of Chen Lin's neck. I watched in disbelief as he fell down in front of me. My body softened. Sit on the ground. I'm killing someone. My mind was in a mess at this moment. I didn't kill Chen Lin on purpose. I'm so scared. I don't want to go to jail. When I was hesitating about what to do, the doorbell rang at the door. Who is it? I was stunned for a while. He stood up tremblingly and walked into the door. Looking closely, it's him. Anyone who has killed anyone knows. Dealing with the body is the most difficult part. I was also stumped by this problem. Just now, I found my roommate and the man who broke into the apartment. They are actually in the same group. And when I stood up, but accidentally killed his roommate, I fell to the ground in a panic. At this time, the doorbell rang. Who is it? I tiptoed to the door. Look out from the cat's eye. The person who came turned out to be my boyfriend Liu Bujin. Soon I opened the door. At this moment, I can no longer hold back my tears. She threw herself into Liu Bujin's arms and burst into tears. Meng Meng, what's wrong with you? Seeing the mess in the house, Liu Bujin seemed at a loss. In my narration, he finally understood what happened. Bujin, I don't want to go to jail. I didn't mean to kill Chen Lin. Liu Bujin was silent for a long time. Then he looked at me solemnly. Open your mouth and say Meng Meng. Don't worry. I'll handle this matter. Talking, he stood up and began to quickly deal with Chen Lin's body and clean up the blood on the floor. And I thought about it. I want to go back to my room to get some tape. But when I think of the man who just attacked me, I tied him up in the room. I was so scared. So I was under the protection of Liu Bujin. Opened the door carefully. Walked into the bedroom. But the moment I walked into the bedroom, I found the room empty. There's no trace of a man here. I was so scared that I was shaking all over. What is going on? We checked the closets and under the bed in the room. I found out that the man really disappeared. The only possibility we can think of is that man is in cahoots with Chen Lin. Chen Lin must have taken advantage of my inattention. Let her go. Thinking that Chen Lin really wanted to harm me. I will kill you. The guilt in my heart immediately dissipated a lot. After we packed up Chen Lin's body, it was already past 4 o'clock in the middle of the night. I fell asleep on the sofa in the living room until I was woken up by the doorbell. It's already 9 o'clock in the morning. I walked into the door, looked at the cat's eye, found out it was the landlord's grandmother. The old lady opened the door when she saw me, asking anxiously, Meng Meng, are you okay? I froze for a moment. Did she hear the noise last night? My plan with Liu Bujin won't be exposed, right? My face looked flustered, glancing at Liu Bujin, who was not far away. But Liu Bujin seemed to have heard nothing. He was fiddling with something beside the cabinet. Grandma, I'm fine. It's not easy for you as a girl. If you need any help, just let me know. I smiled and said, Grandma is fine. My boyfriend is here. He's taking care of me. The old lady immediately showed a surprised expression. You talked about your boyfriend. Let Grandma see it some other day. No need to change the day. She's right here. What is this? I pointed at Liu Bujin behind me. But as soon as I said it, the old lady's expression suddenly changed. She opened her mouth, seems to want to say something. But in the end, he left in a hurry without saying anything. I closed the door in confusion. Come to Liu Bujin. Liu Bujin said last night. I figured out the route to the neighborhood. I've already taken the body out of the parking lot trash can. We'll leave through the back door. 10 minutes later, we arrived at the parking lot. I found the trash can containing Chen Lin was still in the corner. So we pushed the trash can together. Go in a direction where there is no traffic. As we approached the car, suddenly, several uniformed police officers appeared in the parking lot. My heart started beating wildly. To hide his panic expression, I lowered my head hastily. If nothing unexpected happens, there's going to be an accident soon. A few policemen really followed me, walked straight towards me. When I was less than 3 miles away, a policeman spoke first. Hello. Do you need help? Hearing this, I'm even more flustered. Looking at Liu Bujin on the side, I found that Liu Bujin had disappeared. I could only wave my hands in panic. Thank you, but several police officers heard me. Suddenly serious. What's in it? I said in a trembling voice. Rubbish. At this time, a policeman came up, opened the trash bag. But the next scene made me open my eyes wide. There's really garbage in there. Where is Chen Lin's body? Anyone here who has killed anyone knows this. When handling the corpse, if you encounter the police, it's basically a dead-end situation. But just now, when I was dealing with the body, the police opened the trash can containing the body. But the strange thing is, the body in the trash can is gone. Where is the body? Soon I returned to the apartment. Called my boyfriend Liu Bujin, but the strange thing is, Liu Bujin's phone has been unreachable. Liu Bujin's sudden disappearance. It makes me feel uneasy. At this time, the doorbell rang. I got up in a daze and opened the door. The landlady's kind eyes greeted me. "Grandma, why are you here?" The old lady looked serious. He lowered his voice and said, "Girl, you really have a boyfriend?" "Yes, I have 2 words. Don't mind. I feel like you've got blood." "Your boyfriend is not a human being." Hearing Grandma's words, I widened my eyes in shock. How can it be? Don't I know whether Liu Bujing is a human or a ghost? But the strange thing is, we were pushing the trash can together just now. The person suddenly disappeared. The old lady saw me lost in thought. "Take out your phone and let me see it." The only thing I saw on the phone was the surveillance scene. The time is set in the early morning. My figure appears in the picture. And Liu Bujin, who was supposed to be by my side. But it disappeared out of thin air. In the picture, I raised one hand in the air, like someone is holding my hand. I look pale. An unprecedented sense of fear swept over me. I shook off the old lady's hand and rushed downstairs. Impossible, this is impossible. As I walked to the stairwell, I saw Liu Bujin walking towards me with his head lowered. The moment I saw him, I was stunned. If Liu Bujin is really not a human, then what do I do? In an instant, I screamed all over my body. My legs went limp. I don't even have the energy to escape. Just when I was almost fainting from fear, a hand grabbed my arm. Behind me came the deep voice of the old lady. "Dream with me." I'm at a very fast speed, rushed into the old lady's house. Then he shut the door hard. Legs go limp, collapsed. After a long time, my consciousness regained. The old lady beside me helped me up. "Don't worry, girl. You should stay at Grandma's house and rest first. You can stay with me for a few days. I'll protect you." The old lady spoke with full energy. My heart is much more stable. To calm my emotions, the old lady even asked me to cook with her. She also cooked some delicious dishes. At this time, the old lady brought another soup pot. "You try it. Did we make this soup just now?" How come I don't remember? I didn't think much about it. Reached out and lifted the lid of the pot. The smell of soup hits you instantly. But the moment I smelled the scent, I can't help it, directly retching. What kind of alluring aroma is this? It's clearly a disgusting smell of decay. I was so scared that I stepped back. The spoon in his hand also fell to the ground. I looked up at the old lady, but she had a strange expression on her face. Fierce smile. I can't control my shaking. I was so scared that I screamed, "Run out!" Soon I came downstairs. But I didn't expect that the person I saw was Liu Bujin. Liu Bujin saw that I was very anxious. Asked Meng Meng anxiously, "What's wrong with you? How did you run down?" The moment I saw Liu Bujin, the whole person was stunned. "Where did you just go?" Hear my words. "Liu Bujin, come close to me," I whispered. "I'm going to deal with Chen Lin's body. I'm afraid of being exposed." I prepared 2 trash bins in advance. The one you pushed was stopped by the police. I took the body and left secretly. Now I have it all taken care of. Don't worry. I will protect you. Hear his explanation. The grievances in my heart have also dissipated a lot. I wiped the tears from my face. What just happened? He told Liu Bujin everything. Hear my story. Liu Bujin's face turned pale. In the look, full of fear. "Are you talking about the landlord's dirty business?" "Yeah, that's him." "How can this be? Grandma Huang passed away last year. The house next door has been crying for almost a year. My boyfriend told me. The old lady who just had dinner with me. In fact, he died a long time ago." I was so scared when I heard this that I broke out in a cold sweat. Hesitation. We planned to move out of the apartment first, as we hurried away. But I ran into the landlord's grandmother downstairs. What I didn't expect was, I saw my old lady standing in front of me. "Girl, don't go. You touched something unclean. If you go with him, something bad will happen." I see the old lady is still confusing right and wrong. I suddenly became angry. He left the old lady behind and walked out with Liu Bujin. After leaving the community, I moved into the house rented by Liu Bujing. The house is a bit shabby, but the thought of being with the one I love every day is very happy. It seems that since moving, that night was like a dream. When you wake up from the dream, everything will disappear. I was worried that Chen Lin's family might call the police. But when I think about him coming from a small place, the family is patriarchal. He had lost contact with his family a long time ago, so no one will contact him except me. The days passed like this for a while. The contract for my original apartment expired on this day. The landlord asked me to clear out all the clutter. I asked for leave from the company and went back to the apartment complex. I didn't expect to go to the apartment floor. I heard the sound of funeral music. I passed by the landlord's grandmother's house. I discovered that the funeral music was coming from inside. A neighbor recognized me. "Girl, I haven't seen you for a long time. The old lady next door to you passed away yesterday, but the old lady is healthy and well. I'm just old. It's also a happy funeral. How come? Didn't the old lady die a long time ago?" A feeling of despair came over me. I just want to escape from here as soon as possible. I just want to run outside. I can no longer tell what is true and what is false. At this time, with a bang, a speeding car hit me on the side of the road. I fell on the hot asphalt. Before I completely lost consciousness, I felt a bone-chilling cold. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself lying in a hospital bed. The nurse next to me saw me wake up, called the doctor. The doctor examined me soon. "Miss Nightmare, you are lucky. The accident only left you with a concussion and minor bruises, but you have serious mental problems. Hospitalization is required." I said they misdiagnosed it. I am very healthy. I can live a normal life. I also told them about my life, people around me, my roommate, my neighbor, my sweetheart. Hear my words. The doctor's expressions became more and more serious. I was forcibly hospitalized for systematic treatment. Finally, one morning, I woke up from my bed. I called the attending physician, accompanied by a doctor. I called Liu Bujin on my cell phone. Soon Liu Bujin answered the phone. "For your own good." Liu Bujin. "Hello. Who are you?" "I'm a nightmare. Nightmare. Long time no see." "Yeah, long time no see. We haven't seen each other for almost 3 years. How are you doing recently?" "Well, I'm doing well. Actually, Liu Bujin and I are not a couple. He was my crush in college. I just don't have the courage to confess to him. After graduation, we went our separate ways. No contact since then. I think he will get married and have kids soon. And I'm alone, staying in a big city that doesn't belong to me. The oppression of work, the pressure of survival makes me breathless. When I was extremely embarrassed, I also dreamed of having a warm harbor. I saw people who are invisible to ordinary people. Chen Lin, my positive and cheerful roommate. Helpful landlady. There are many police officers. I imagine they can hear the cry from my heart, falling from the sky. I'm out of the sea of suffering. In fact, Chen Lin is a miniature of myself. My family of origin favors boys over girls, rather than the empty Chen Lin. She's just a companion I created in my mind. And the landlady wasn't as kind as she was in the fantasy. In reality, he is sarcastic, making things difficult for me. Throw the trash at my door. When they saw the vest I was wearing, they called me immoral. Maybe my brain is protecting me. Only then can we create such a beautiful fantasy. It shielded me from the shock of reality. Anyway, life goes on. This time I could only stand up again and move forward. After all, life is like the ocean. Only those with strong will can reach the other side.